So this is basically the same, all the same steps as the fan base. The only difference is it's a much bigger piece. So you're gonna do one more additional little folding and finger pressing to help you distribute evenly all this fabric along the blade. So here's your middle. It's kind of already there from your piece of fabric being folded in half to draw it. And then you're going to take the top part of this piece and you're going to fold it to where the edge meets up. This edge right here meets up with the fold. And then you're going to do a little finger press. And you just have to do it at the top. You don't have to do it all the way down. It's just a landmark for you to be able to pin. And then I'm going to do it on the other side. And you just lay this along the curve of the piece. So I have another one. And then this is going, you want to have your, because it's light colored, you want to have your drawn sewing line facing you. So I'm going to go in the middle of the red one. And then I'm going to go over here to the edge like we did the base. And then this should go, sorry I didn't do this ahead of time, but this
finger press.
Intermittent little finger crease should go in the middle of the red one that is the third red one in.
Your head keeps getting.
The middle of the crease goes into the middle of the third fan blade from the end. And then you're just going to do the same thing. You're just going to...
Wait, can you show Mama what it looks like with just the 3 pins to show where the middle mark is?
Yes, like this.
Or lay it flat. Okay, so outside in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4 blades in, middle of the red one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, middle of the red one in the middle of the arc. Okay.
And just one more time, you might have to take it and repin it if you find that you just have way too much fabric in one of these little sections. Just because sometimes the seams are a little different, and so you might end up with a little bit more.
So Mama, just to show again, you tacked down a couple of them in the middle of the reds to center them, but then every other one you're pinning on the seam.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I might actually go in and pin in between the seams just to make it so as I'm sewing, nothing gets puckered in between these. It's like it really is worth the time to heavily pin it.
Okay.
So that is like in between your seams.
Got it.
And then you just keep doing that.
Great.
And then you do the happy dance after you finish sewing it.
And then do you press this one in the same way?
Yep, same thing.
And the sewing part is the same, running stitch just along the seam. And Mama, you'd mentioned that when you sew it, you sew on the side of the plain piece of fabric, so not on the side of the arc that has all of the seams making mountains and valleys.
Yes, it's a lot easier to sew on the flat side with no seams.
So when you're sewing the fan base to the arc, you'll sew on the side of the fan base, and when you're sewing the big white piece to the arc, you'll sew on the side of the big white piece.
Correct.
Okay.
And then when you're all done, your block should be pretty close to 15 inches square.
Okay.
If in one little spot it's less than that, maybe check in with me or Amrit. But yeah, I would say that if it's any more than a 1/16 of an inch off, it'd be good to check in with me and Amrit and see if we can kind of finagle
Okay.
it to be closer to 15 inches square.
Okay. We'll send a picture of that. Okay, bye.